You don't need to be a scientist or an activist to know that something is wrong with our planet. Our fresh water, our oceans, our forests, and even our air are badly damaged. The question is, what could you actually do? Experts say it's important to save water whenever we can. They also suggest fixing oil leaks on cars and not flushing unused medicines or pouring harmful chemicals down the drain. Engineers have come up with new ways to improve desalination. Desalination is the process of taking salt out of seawater. This can help increase the amount of fresh water we have. Still, it's not a complete fix. Desalination is really expensive and uses a lot of energy, which makes it hard to rely on as a big solution. In a 2021 UN report on water management, someone pointed out that we need to double our current progress worldwide.
So thirsty. What are you gonna do?
The reason none of us can afford to ignore the water crisis can be summed up in this simple equation. X equals Y. Or we could say that water equals life. That may sound cliché, but it's definitely true. Speaking about water, did you know that oceans supply not only a lot of the food we eat, but also many ingredients we need to have to make medicine? Our oceans generate more than half the world's oxygen too, and they absorb carbon emissions from human activity. In addition to that, oceans regulate our climate, which means they are probably working harder than humans to keep the planet clean. What can you do to help? Using reusable bags and refillable water bottles can help reduce the amount of plastic. If waste never ends up in the ocean, there's nothing to clean up. That's why experts suggest we reuse bags, tools, and containers instead of using disposable plastic items. In 1 year, an environmental organization managed to collect 9,200 tons of beach litter washed up by ocean tides across 112 countries. Even though that sounds like a lot, it's only about 1,000th of the trash that finds its way into the ocean each year. National Geographic has even warned that the ocean's acidification might be irreversible. Sea creatures, in the meantime, are facing off against a global economy built on cheap fossil fuels, a battle that isn't exactly fair. It's not just the oceans that are in trouble. The very air we breathe poses a deadly threat to life on Earth. Only 1% of Earth's population is breathing air that meets the World Health Organization standards of safety. Governments are urging industries to cut down on air pollution, and scientists are always coming up with new ways to counter. For instance, one innovative method uses microbes to transform pollutants into harmless substances. Experts also suggest that instead of driving, people should walk or cycle, and they recommend making homes more energy efficient. However, it's clear that we need to do even more. A 2022 report from international agencies like the World Health Organization and the World Bank noted that in 2020, about 1/3 of the global population still relied mainly on air-polluting cooking fuels and technologies. In many areas, people simply can't afford modern stoves, which means they are forced to use fuels like animal dung, which damages the air quality at a rapid rate. Deforestation is a huge issue. Around the world, people are working hard to better manage our forests and even restore areas that have been damaged. In fact, a United Nations source even mentioned that global deforestation has slowed by more than 50% over the past 25 years. But even with these efforts, we're not saving our forests fast enough. A report from Global Forest Watch points out that the loss of untouched primary forests in the tropics has stayed pretty consistent in recent years. No doubt the reason behind this is the fact that illegal logging is still a multi-billion-dollar business. Commercial exploitation continues to push tropical deforestation forward. What can you do? One simple tip is to make it a habit to buy products that are certified as sustainably sourced. For example, when you're shopping for paper goods, furniture, or even food items that might contribute to deforestation, look for eco-labels like FSC, Forest Stewardship Council, or Rainforest Alliance certifications. This small daily decision helps create a market demand for responsibly managed resources, pushing companies toward greener practices and reducing the pressure on our forests. It's a small change in your routine, but if this were adopted by enough consumers, it could lead to significant, positive environmental impacts.